What is the impact of El Nino phenomenon which will hit the country this year until the first quarter of 2016? What mitigation measures are in place to ensure our people are prepared for its ill effects? Joining us tonight here on NewsLife to discuss this, Dr. Liza Solis of PAGASA, one of the country's experts in climate forecasting, and Dr. Sevillo, Executive Director of the National Water Resources Board. Good evening, Doctor and Sir, and welcome to NewsLife. Let's begin with you, ma'am. Ma'am, in a nutshell, what is El Nino?
So when we say El Nino, it's an unusual warming of the sea surface temperature that is happening in the tropical Pacific. So particularly at the central and eastern equatorial Pacific, wherein we could, the eastern part of the Pacific experience more rainfall and more cloudiness, while the western part of the Pacific, in which the Philippines is there, experiencing warm and dry condition. So that's the general impact of El Nino.
But generally, people know El Nino to be the dry season. So there's another side of it, which is the extreme. So there's more rain on the other part of the world.
Yes.
Okay. And ma'am, warnings have been issued since last year of this El Nino phenomenon. When did it formally to be felt here in the country, and how long particularly do we expect it to persist?
So as early as March, April, May 2015, so PAGASA has already issued the first El Nino advisory. So that's the signal that El Nino is happening in the tropical Pacific, and we could experience some prolonged dry condition in some of the areas. And this may persist until the first quarter of March, April, May 2016.
But what is the worst period in between this whole duration? What would be the worst month?
So there will be, by the end of December 2015, we forecast that around 58% of the country might be experiencing drought or prolonged dry condition, and come first quarter of 2016, so mostly almost 80% of the country will be experiencing drought condition. So
does this mean that our Christmas wouldn't be as cool as the previous season?
No, we could still experience some cold, particularly during the night, because the northeast monsoon is still persisting in the during the northeast monsoon. So this northeast monsoon gives much coolness here in the Philippines.
Sir, now let's go to the water, being one of the vital resources here in the country. Many have been questioning. It has been raining, and for quite some time in few weeks back, our dams were almost overflowing, and now they're reaching their critical levels. Why is this so?
As far as the dams are concerned, for the dams in the northern part of Luzon, we could say there's substantial or significant water that flow through the dams. But for us, for Metro Manila residents, our main concern is the water level in the Angat Dam. And during this time, for the past 2 typhoons, and with this enhancement of the Habagat, this event did not really significantly contributed water to the Angat Dam, and although it has been raining in Metro Manila, so we could say that it's been raining at the wrong place, because right now we need more water in the watershed of Angat, so to assure the water supply for our Metro Manila residents.
Sir, the water coming from the Angat Dam, where does this go, and how much goes to where? For example, for supplying water in household areas and industries?
Right now, 97% of the water from the Angat Dam is being allocated for the water supply of Metro Manila.
97%,
yeah,
huge chunk of it.
So really, most of the water supply for Metro Manila really depends a lot from the releases from the Angat Dam. And with this 90%, I think around 50% for households and 50% for the industries. So I think with this El Nino, there is really a very significant, I think we're really significant impact on the water level at the Angat Dam, considering that with this El Nino event, it's a strong El Nino, and it could be stronger before the year ends.
And sir, aside from the water supply, we also give water for irrigation purposes, right?
Yeah, right now, as of this morning, the level in Angat Dam is around 186.43 meters, which is below the 210-meter level that we are hoping to achieve, because of, particularly with this El Nino phenomenon. And at this level, during our review, we wanted to, in as much as we wanted to allocate water for irrigation, but considering this level, we prefer to secure first the water requirement of our consumers in Metro Manila.
What areas are affected by the cut-off of the irrigation supply?
The suspension of the allocation for the irrigation affected some areas in Bulacan and Pampanga areas.
Dr. Solis, what are the main effects of El Nino and what industries will be feeling the brunt of El Nino in the coming months?
Firstly, in terms of climate, El Nino gives us the delayed onset of the rainy season, in which we already experienced this, wherein we experienced a delayed onset of rainy season this year, and some of the tropical cyclones have some erratic tropical cyclone path. Some of the cyclones are making some recurvature, and mostly tracks positioning at the around more than 30 degrees north of our country. So most of the our cyclones does not cross the landmass of the Philippines.
And so, what effect does this bring? I mean, for our viewers out here who aren't as technical as you. So, ibig sabihin po, if the storm or the tropical cyclone doesn't have a landfall, is this a better scenario or worse?
Most of the tropical cyclones are not rain effective, so that's why there will be not enough water, particularly for our dams.
And how about the industries? Of course, agriculture, the planting cycles will be affected. What other industries will be affected?
So also, aside from agriculture, the water resources sector, and also increasing risk for health, because if there might be some prolonged dry conditions, so some of the areas might be contaminated by water and so on.
And the dry season is very conducive for some diseases to really thrive. And the El Nino phenomenon is not just affecting the Philippines now. It's actually affecting the world in a global scale. Can you tell us more about this?
So the WMO, the World Meteorological the UN agency of all the national meteorological centers, they said that this is one of the strongest El Nino, or among the 4 strongest El Nino. So basically, the people from all over the world, particularly those areas around the Pacific and the Southeast Asia and the eastern part of they are combating this type of potential impacts of this El Nino phenomenon.
And to address water shortage, there are some suggestions of cloud seeding and even desalination. What is your opinion on these processes in increasing our water supply?
Well, yes, cloud seeding is one. For me, cloud seeding is one of the simplest form of re-engineering the weather. But still, there are other mitigating measures that could be done, not only in terms of cloud seeding operations. So there are still other mitigating that could be done by different sectors aside from re-engineering this weather. But we could, cloud seeding operations could be also beneficial to some other sectors like our farming community and our water resources if this seeding operation could at least provide additional rainfall or just could lower the temperature.
And sir, of course, everyone uses water. They say that people can live without food for a long time, but not water. Recently, there has been an announcement that there will be water interruptions in some areas. What can our citizens do in preparation for these water interruptions, which are not construction related, but more of the water conservation measures?
Yeah, actually, these water interruption or programs are part of our preparation because, as Ms. Anna said, there will be a stronger El Nino until end of next year. So in order to assure adequate supply of water, we have to prepare, starting this month. And this water interruption is can be right now it's not being felt or it's not yet being felt our consumers, but we really have to prepare for that.
Will there be any measures in place, for example, for some business-minded people out there who will use this opportunity to sell water, for example, for a higher cost for those who won't have access to water?
I hope our country will not take this opportunity, to take advantage of this opportunity in terms of water constraints. But for our consumers, they have to take some measures also in terms of storing water, particularly with this rainy season. But of course, you have to store it properly so that it won't be contaminated and being sort of a breeding place for some mosquitoes like that.
And on that note, thank you very much, Mr. Dr. Sevillo David, Executive Director of the National Water Resources Board, and Dr. Liza Solis of PAGASA.